everyone, or YouTube. Back again on the Bruiser build. Bruiser crawler monstrosity build. In the last video, I was having a little bit of a wheelbase issue. I had everything lined up with the rear, and the front was not fitting quite right. And I think I figured it out. We're going to try something today and hopefully fix that problem. Alright, so I think my problem stems from the rear. Now, if you remember in the other video when I was putting it on, I thought my shackles were in an awkward position. They're almost straight up and down, so I'm thinking this is where my wheelbase issue is coming in. I think I used, I don't know if they're Trailfinder 2 springs or they're springs from an old Tamiya high lift. And those springs had a really big arch, and they were a little bit shorter than normal. And the Bruisers had their own length springs. So I went through my stash, and I think this is where I messed up. That should be just enough to set the wheelbase right, and it'll get my shackles in a better position. If you can see that. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and try to swap those out right fast. I'm hoping it doesn't put my shocks at a bad angle. I'm afraid it might. I may have to space those out a little bit more, so we'll get to work on that. Alright, so I went ahead and swapped the other side out. A couple things I wanted to show you. I know well, some folks like when I do the videos and I show the actual work and like high speed. I'm kind of fast forward everything so it's not super boring, and then some folks prefer I do it here real time and just talk you through it kinda. So try to do a little bit of both. I like the high speed stuff because sometimes I'll be out here for 4 hours and I don't want to have a 4-hour video. I don't think many folks would really have time to watch all that, so keep doing it like this. But let me pull these off. It does kind of suck right now because I have a mix of hardware since I'm out of the right length of scale stuff, but I do need to order some more. I keep forgetting. I haven't been into this in a couple months, so I keep forgetting when I'm in there in front of the computer. I tend to just get lost in Netflix or YouTube even. Been watching a bunch of real car videos trying to get tips and things for fixing my 58. Alright, so pull this thing out. Now I did have one of the original eyelets on each side. As you can just see the massive difference here in these springs. Just hold them in the center. It's not just the curve, but it's also the length. Excuse me. So what I'm going to do, I've been putting, on the other side I went ahead and put the eyelet in the front. And if you remember me telling about it, there it is. It helps take out some of the slop, but you might want some of the slop. It's even with the eyelet in there, you still have this much play in just the shackle joint. So you still get it's not really enough to affect anything. Back in the day, you used to throw like the speaker wire, like I said before, we strip a piece of wire or even like a battery or a engine wire or battery cable wire, and you pull the wires out and you shove the rubber in the eyelet, and it would just kind of cushion some of this movement and make it not quite as rattly. But like I said before, I don't have any donor wire currently, so we'll just roll with it like it is. We'll see if it's an issue. We can come back and do more stuff later, but just one of those cool little things. I always thought that was neat to put the rubber inside the leaf springs because it was more scale. Even though you'll never see it, it's, you know, it's just one of those little things that it's kind of cool. On your shackles and your hangers and stuff, I never tighten them up too much. You don't want to pinch, depends on where you're from, pinch the leaf spring between the shackle or the hanger. You don't want to bend any metal, you just want it to be in there snug. That's why I prefer to use lock nuts, because I can tighten it to however far I want, and it'll hold itself there. So this is going to be a little bit lower. I should have put the leaf on the bottom. I don't know how much softer this is going to be. If I can find the right stuff here. I went ahead and threw it back on top because the axle wrap issue that we talked about before. But I haven't tightened the other side up. You don't want to tighten up one side completely until you have the other side in, because then you'll end up getting your axle cocked over to one side, because those leaf springs flexing like I just showed you, it'll cause you some issues. You get them in a bind, get the whole axle over to the side, and won't like the performance of that very well. Alright. And I'm not sure if everybody saw the where I swapped out this video. Been a long day at work, guys. Anyway, I got this Bruiser Raptor style axle. It's RC 4-wheel drive Yoda 1 Bruiser width. And I was saying that those typically were, they're the same price as a Yoda axle, around 60, 70 bucks. And this one was 109, and I didn't realize it until I got it out here and put it on, that this is the machined version. You could get it in cast aluminum or machined aluminum, and this is the machined version. So that's why it was more expensive. I don't know if it's necessarily more durable. You think machined stuff would be stronger than a cast piece. I don't think I'll ever push mine hard enough to have to worry about that. But the only way you can really tell, short of looking inside of it, is it's got like a ribbed texture, which I doubt is showing up in the camera. It's got a slightly ribbed texture from the actual machining of the metal. What I did the other day, I got that in only one hole. Alright, I'm going to throw the tire back on. I'm going to fix that little boo-boo right there that I made, because I don't like that. And then we'll see what our wheelbase looks like. Alright guys, so I put the rear body mount on. This was an original piece, not original, it's from the remake Bruiser. It's just the plastic piece and a head post, and I've chopped them off so my body sits a little bit lower. I didn't want so much of the frame hanging out. I just want it to look a little more scale. Looks more like the real 1-1. So let's see how we did here. Alright, we got some problems. My front is too far forward. Maybe I have the wrong holes. Because like I said before, I do have other holes on this body. Oh, come on. Yeah, there we go. That looks better. Now we're cooking. Let me get you back a little. Alright guys, so part of the problem was my rough fabricated front body mount. It was a little too far forward. I'm going to have to do some changes to that. But everything's looking pretty good so far. I am still going to have to do some trimming for these big giant tires. But everything looks good in the back. And I can still move it around a little bit if I need to. Still looks a little far forward in the back. So I don't know. This is a never-ending process apparently. Those body posts are sticking through the original Mojave bed mount holes that are in that. Perfectly centered in it. So I don't know. Now as it goes, as it flexes, it's gonna move, both axles are gonna move towards the rear. I think I can live with that. Let's have to see. I gotta re-engineer my front body mount. But I think the leaf springs helped a little bit. Not sure what we're going to do next. I need to go ahead and mount the drivetrain in the truck, but I think I'm going to need a few parts. I don't know, I might have enough stuff to make it work. But that's probably what we'll do. I need to do the trimming on the body. I need to touch up the weathering. I've got a couple spots where it's come off. I need to do that front below the grill. I don't know yet what I'm going to do for a bumper and how I want to trim that or leave that or what. I need to do the rear roll pan. It was behind the RC 4-wheel drive bumper, so it's all exposed, blue still. So I need to weather that to match and trim it up, and we'll go from there. But my camera is dying, so I'm going to wrap this video up, and hopefully we can get back to work again later in the week. Appreciate all the positive support, all the nice comments, and thank you guys for watching. Be sure to check me out on Instagram, it's RC Everyday, and you can follow along on Facebook too. So, see you guys in the next video.